So Stuart, who are L2MC?
L2MC are the cost reduction specialists.
And why would a company use you?
Companies would use us if they're really serious about saving large amounts of money, and obviously our sparkling personality and good looks.
And how would you describe your core services?
GSM gateways have always been one of our core services. This is a solution that is designed to halve the cost of calling mobile phones from your office. But it works on the premise that it's cheaper to call a mobile phone from a mobile phone than it is from a landline. And our box is basically full of SIM cards, and when you pick up the desk phone, instead of routing that call via the BT or PSTN lines, it goes out over the SIMs in the box and it halves the cost.
So what sort of savings are you talking about?
Well, it can be, obviously it's dependent on the size of the company, but our largest client saves over £500,000. They were spending over £1 million, they're now spending under £500,000. And the beauty of this solution is for larger companies, there's zero upfront costs, so savings are immediate from day one.
And what about roaming mobile charges?
Yeah, good question. Roaming is a big key area of expenditure for a lot of businesses. We did an analysis for an office in the city with a large Voda contract. They were spending £1.2 million a year with Voda on their total bill, of which £450,000 was roaming. So even though roaming might be a tiny amount of the percentage of the calls, it's a large percentage of the total bill. Now, by implementing our solution, we proved we could save 150 grand off the 450.
So how do you do that?
Yeah, it's very clever. I mean, basically it works on the premise that it's cheaper to receive a call than to make a call when you're abroad. So if you're sitting in a cafe in Paris, for example, and you receive a call from England, it will cost you 15 pence a minute. Whereas if you make that call, it'll cost you 30 pence a minute. So with our solution, and we've got either a hardware solution or a hosted solution for the smaller companies. But with our solution, you dial into the box, it recognises your number and calls you back and halves the charges. Or you can send a text to the gateway with the number you wish to dial and it will automatically connect you. And also we've got a snazzy little app on the BlackBerry that allows for one-step dialing, so you don't even have to go through the other steps.
Now, we've covered the mobile-to-mobile calls, we've covered roaming charges. What about the other kinds of calls you'd make from your mobile phone?
Yeah, well, as I said before, the proliferation of mobiles it goes up all the time, the number of actual mobiles. And it's quite an interesting fact. On the mobile phone, they say that 40% of the calls that are made from the mobile are made while people are sitting at their desk, because you've got your address book on there, so it's easier to do so. What our fixed mobile convergence solution does is it realises and it pushes that call out over the landlines, which is cheaper to do so. It also gives you a lot more functionality from your mobile, because you only need to give out your landline number. You can be in your car, it will find you, and you can then hold calls, camp on, transfer. Basically, you can do whatever you do from the desk on your mobile phone, so it turns your mobile phone into a mobile office.
If I want to get my telecoms usage kind of looked at and see whether I can save money, how can I do that? Yeah,
we've got a very, very good service called Telecoms Cost Management. It's basically an MOT of your phone charges, your overall phone charges. You give us 6 months worth of bills for mobiles, for landlines, for data and internet usage, and we usually halve them. There's no risk, because we guarantee 10% savings, or there isn't a penny to pay. But we've got testimonials on our website from blue chip companies that everyone will know that quote savings in excess of 50%.
Okay, I'll admit to being impressed about the telecoms. What about utilities?
Yeah, utilities, I mean, that's a very hot topic at the moment. Costs, carbon emissions, one thing and another. We have a unique solution called real-time monitoring. Basically, we put these little units in all of your offices that measure in real time the usage over gas, electric and water. And when you're monitored in real time, you can react more quickly and resolve issues. I mean, I'll give you for instance, we had a school in Hertfordshire that had a massive water leak, but this went unnoticed for years because the water bill was always the same. But once they had real-time monitoring, they saw that water was being used between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. when obviously the school was shut. They called the water company in, plugged the hole, saved thousands.
So Stuart, if companies are really serious about saving money, whether it's telecoms and or their utilities, what should they do?
Contact us via the website l2mc.co.uk. We'll be happy to talk to them either over the phone or come in and visit them.